days, many of us just want to be active. Many of us just want to be independent. I know we've heard the saying so many times. Strive to be an independent woman. Don't make yourself to be a burden to a man. Make sure you're not a liability to a man. And all of those very important statements. But sometimes we often forget that these things can draw us away from our femininity. I mean, we can forget who we actually are as females and then carry on this masculine vibe, which is not so healthy. This video, I'll be sharing with you tips on how to embrace your femininity, how to be that soft woman that you should be, even while still trying to be independent. I, for one, I did not even know, I was not even aware that I had this masculine energy till I started looking at myself deeply. So I started assessing myself. I knew that I had this masculine, this vibe, this masculine vibe of always wanting to do things on myself, not even trying to be vulnerable. And that affected so many relationships that I was in, not just erotic relationship. I mean, just friendships and my family relationship. Just because I was always carrying on this masculine vibe that I can do whatever I want to do without the help of anybody. That is very important. But in most cases, as females, we need to be receptive and we need to understand that we have to be open enough to receive the care and the love we deserve. Like this video said, I'll be sharing with you tips on how to be soft, how to be feminine, and how to live in your feminine era. Number one tip, the most popular tip actually, is to practice self-care. Personal care, self-care, however you want to call it. Practice self-care. This can include making sure you have your baths, making sure your dental hygiene is on track, making sure that you are in check of everything that goes on in your body, making sure that you understand your body deeply, making sure that you love yourself deeply to understand your body and then take care of your body as its best. It's just the same way that you take care of an infant once the infant is born, right? You wouldn't want the infant to go dirty, or you wouldn't want any person to just touch the infant without washing their hands first. Or you wouldn't want just the basic things. The way you take care of an infant is the same way you should prioritize yourself and take care of yourself, just the same way. Prioritizing yourself is not just about personal hygiene, so to say. You can also do things that you love. If it's to take yourself on dates, on solo dates, you can do that just for your mental health and your peace of mind. You can also enjoy reading if that's what you want. You can, take out days off from your stressful duty and your hustle and bustle to just, enjoy yourself, watch movies, play positive songs, visit friends, do things that you love for the pleasure of it. So that's just a first tip, which is to maintain and prioritize your personal care. Another tip is to be open and embrace positivity. Be open and embrace vulnerability. I know it's very hard because the streets is tough. I was once in this shoe. Accepting help from strangers was a very big problem to me. I was not scared because they were strangers, though. Like, don't collect things from strangers or not. I mean, when I'm in dire need of a help and somebody offers to help me out, I will just say, no, don't worry, I can handle it. If you want to be a softer woman, I am telling you, that is a wrong thing to say. Most especially when the person is not a threat to you, the person is looking so harmless. Okay, let me give you an instance. There was day I went to the market and I bought a load full of stuffs. And then, of course, that's because of how heavy the bag was. The bag began to tear. Like, the handle of the bag began to tear, and it was already leaked. It was already falling out from my hand. And then a nice man came up to me and said, "Oh, let me help you with one hand. Like, you hold a hand of the bag, I hold the other hand. So you can go to the bus stop where you can get a car and go home." And I was like, "No, I'm fine. Don't worry, sir. I'm fine. I don't need the help. Thank you for your help." And then he left. And at the end, when he left, I felt bad. I was like, this thing is indeed very heavy. Why did I even say such a thing when I know I really need help? Even if it was my brother, I wouldn't say the same thing. Or if it was my boyfriend, I wouldn't say the same thing. Because naturally, we should know that men are designed to help out. Men are designed to be protective. Men are designed to show strength towards women. So what he was just trying to do was to show that he can be able to help me at that position, at that dying minute. He didn't know me from anywhere. Obviously, he didn't even want my number or even to chide me. The thing was just to show help to me, and I refused just because I was putting on this masculine energy in me without knowing. I did not even say just to chase him away. I did it without even knowing. It was unintentional, and at the end I started regretting because the bag spoiled beyond repair even before I got to the bus stop, and I started packing my things. It's just a very, very bad moment for me, which I now said I would share with you people in this video. That is just being vulnerable. It might not just be in receiving help, it might also be in asking for help. For instance, if you have an exam to go through and then you need to study this material, or you're not so fast in learning the material, like you have a slow reading pace, you can ask people for help. You can ask your female friends for help, for instance. Please, let's read together. Can you explain this thing together? Don't put up this masculine energy and say, oh, I'm an independent woman. I actually came to school to, to be useful to my parents, to make A's, and I need to do it myself without the help of anybody. That's not true. Asking for help does not make you weak. It just shows that you're vulnerable enough to know and to identify that you have a problem and you want to solve the problem. Remember, a problem shared is half solved. So being open and being vulnerable to certain things is the key. Now, the balance here is to not be too open and too vulnerable that people can trample upon you and take advantage of your situation, but just being open enough to get the help you want to get and then move on with other things that you need to handle. That's the second point. Now, the third point is to embrace your sensuality. Embrace what makes you to be a woman. Embrace you being a woman. Now, I will have to divert this to being in a relationship. For me, before I learned these tips and started practicing these tips on myself, in my relationships, I would always feel my guy should not, provide basic things for me. We're in a relationship, you are not married. But that's not true. Most of the times, even without me asking, he just goes out on his way to ask me if I would need money for so many things or certain things. And then I would say no. While I know that I really need the money for that. If I was in my softer area at that moment, I would gladly accept it. And I will also work towards making my own money. So that also surprising. Because then I was combining two tasks at the same time, combining multiple jobs, just so that I would not be dependent on him, which is a very good thing. A very good thing. And I believe I was good at that. But then he didn't ask. No, but then I did not ask him for the money. And he offered to help me with money, but I refused. That is just a masculine vibe. So if, for instance, your man is not so understanding, he will just believe, oh, you're totally independent and you don't need his help. Because like I said in the beginning of this video, men are born to be providers. Men are created to be protectors. Men are created to have this feeling of providing for their woman. Do you understand? So when somebody offers you this, I know your pride and your ego might come in place, but you didn't ask for the money. So long it's somebody you trust, probably your man. Don't put up this masculine vibe and say, you don't need the money, you don't need the money for anything. I'm good enough. I earn so much money that I can provide for myself. Yes, you do earn so much money, but if your man is not so understanding, he might just leave it. And he will not even be asking you for money. I mean, asking you if you need money for anything again. And that can also bring a problem in the long run. I mean, with the time you actually now need money for certain things, maybe to complete the money for your rent, you would feel you don't need his help for anything. You can provide it yourself. Do you understand? And that can bring a very, very big problem to your relationship in the long run. It's not just even in relationship, it can be in other things as well. So embracing your sensuality, embracing what makes you to be a woman, enjoying the things that you love, doing the things that you love. If it's to cook, if it's to dance, if it's to play music, if it's those hobbies that you love to do, please practice it. It will help you become more softer and more feminine. Another tip is to practice emotional intelligence. I know this thing is easier said than done. We might think, okay, all women should have emotional intelligence, but that's not the case most of the times. Many women do not know the essence of emotional intelligence. They don't even know what emotional intelligence should be about, and they don't know that they are not practicing emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is simply being able to understand your feeling and the feeling of others and then relating them accordingly. So, for instance, if you have a problem, you need to tell your dad, and then you're seeing that your dad is not in the best frame of mind, he's not happy at the moment, or he had trouble from work while coming home. You being an emotional intelligent girl will have to put your demands on hold, try to find out why he's in that mood, and offer solutions to his problem first before now bringing up your own problem or your own demands. That's just what emotional intelligence is. And being emotional intelligence just speaks softness. Let's just be honest. It speaks softness. It speaks femininity. It speaks femininity. It speaks that you are able to understand your feelings and the feeling of other people and then expressing them accordingly. It's not just understanding the feelings of others, also your feelings. I know most times, especially in our monthly cycle, we have this tendency to outburst, to be angry, to show you are depressed, to, all this, what we're talking about, the cramps, when cramps are coming up and it's hurting you, just want everybody to just get out and you don't need anybody by your side. I also used to feel that era. But now I'm now more conscious in practicing emotional intelligence such that when those times come, I know, because definitely my body will give me signs that okay, I've passed ovulation and it's joined towards menstruation. So my body will give me signs, and then when I realize and I'm very conscious that this my temperament at the moment is as a result of my menstruation that is coming soon, I begin to regulate my emotions properly. I begin to not just say, okay, oh, because I'm menstruating, because I'm having cramps, that is the reason why I acted this way. Like, I don't want to be apologizing to people a day or 2 days after my cycle, and I'm saying it's because I have cramps. Oh, you're supposed to know that when if a female is ovulating, you should expect to be angry and should be so hostile to you. That's wrong. Being emotional intelligence just helps you to express your emotions clearly. Do you understand? To understand your emotions while you're feeling that emotion. Do you understand? Even at sites being in your monthly cycle, just being able to understand why you are happy, why you're surprised, why you're shocked, why this thing came as a shock to you, why you feel depressed over this news, can help you be more softer. These things coming in place can help you maintain softness. It can help you be more vulnerable, be more open, be more feminine, be more receptive, be more sweet, be more loving, be more expressive, be more welcoming. Another thing to be more feminine and more softer is taking account of your physical gestures. You know, how you walk, how fast you walk, how rapid and how sharp you talk, if that's a word. But I'm just saying how fast you talk. Do you talk softly? Do you talk so harsh? I'm not talking about the tone of your voice. It doesn't matter if your voice is in the tiniest pitch or in the deepest bars. It doesn't matter. It just shows how softly you speak when you're about to speak. Do you speak like you're trying to frighten somebody, something like that? Or do you speak, oh, let's just talk about this in a very light manner, and I want you to understand, the way you teach a little child is the way you should be talking. I'm not saying those children that used to be very stubborn. I mean, the way you teach a little child something at the first time is how you should most likely speak in all times. Do you understand? So speaking more softly, speaking more gracefully, speaking like you have thought of what you want to say before opening your mouth to speak can show that you're a more softer woman. Also, whether you smile or not. So your physical appearance, your physical gestures just shows anybody approaching you whether you're friendly or aggressive. I know this is a bias for so many things because there's something called the resting bitch face. I know of that. I used to have that so many times. I mean, when before I practiced being a more softer woman. So the resting bitch face is just somebody's face that is just so stiff and looking like person is angry or person just had a battle with someone else. And then somebody else that's approaching the person for the first time would think that person is actually angry and hostile and wouldn't want to approach that person. But instead, that is just the normal face that the person keeps. I know I'm not the only one in this category. So many of us are also in this category. But a way to help yourself out and to help other people that is approaching you to feel more comfortable and more relaxed around you is just to put on a smile. It doesn't hurt to smile actually. It's just to, put on a beautiful smile especially when you're around people. I mean, you can start practicing it little by little. In your house, in your little corner, in your room, you can just, put on a smile, try to be happy, try to, maybe take pictures to remind yourself that you're beautiful, and all those little things can help people to be more receptive around you, be more welcoming around you, and be open towards you. Because let's not have this expression and let's not have this notion that I wanted to approach you. For instance, I wanted to approach you, but I saw that you're very angry, and I felt like, oh, you're not in the best mood, and I cannot talk to you, and that's why I went away. That thing hurts very well because I've had numerous guys talk to me about that. I mean, days later, weeks later, sometimes even years later, about that I wanted to approach you, and because you had this angry face at the moment, I just felt like, oh no, she's going to be angry, maybe she's going to snub me, or she's just going to ignore me, so that's why I can't shoot my shot towards you. And do you know the most painful part of this thing? The most painful part is that I really wanted those people to express their feelings towards me because I was also crushing on them. So because of my resting bitch face, it drove them away. It drove them away, and they probably thought I was so serious. Like I didn't need any man in my life at the moment because they're always seeing me on that resting bitch face. Whereas when they came close to me, when they had the opportunity to talk to me and I opened my mouth to speak, so that I'm this very calm person, very reserved, very sweet, very loving, very, very demure. But they didn't have to shoot their shot at the moment. But that's just what it is. So helping yourself to feel more relaxed in certain situations, especially when you're more stressed. When you're stressed in public places, especially, just try to be calmer, try to speak softly to people. Don't let your emotions just outburst and just talk to people rudely, because best believe people are watching. You might think somebody is not watching, but people are watching. It might even be that person that you even want so bad that will be watching behind, and then you will speak so rudely just because you are not able to practice emotional intelligence on yourself. That's it for this video. That's it for the tips on how to be more softer, more feminine, more graceful, more elegant, and more vulnerable. So if you want me to share more tips on this topic, please leave it in the comment section. Leave your thoughts in the comment section as well on the things that you do on a daily basis that helps you to be more softer. And like this video, share this video with your friends, and follow me. And please click on the subscribe button. It will help me. It will help the algorithm know that this video is very helpful, and I'm creating good contents that help the public as well. Please click on the subscribe button. Please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Please don't forget to click on the subscribe button, please. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.